I can see him. Hi, James. Can you hear me? I can see James. He's very serious. He may be trying to fix his microphone.
Let me call him.
Now he turned his video off, and I'm gonna start the webinar, okay?
Give me a second.
I'm gonna go live. I'm gonna go live, and we have time to fix it, don't worry.
Okay.
Muy buenos días a todos. Vamos a pasar lista. ¿Me escuchan bien ahí? Buenos días a todos. Bienvenidos al webinar de esta mañana, Bowers and Wilkins. Me da gusto estar con ustedes nuevamente. Mi nombre es Albert Mizrahi, como ustedes ya saben. Perfecto. Les recuerdo que la mejor manera para que interactuemos es utilizando el chat de preguntas y respuestas. Y por ahí voy a estar viendo lo que ustedes nos comentan. Si quieren, empiecen a escribirme ahí que están despiertos. Eso, muy bien. Buenos días. Los empiezo a ver a todos. Espero que estén bañados y lavados de dientes, porque ya vamos a comenzar. Agarren su cafecito. Y eso. Sale. Ok. Me gustaría presentarles el webinar de Bowers and Wilkins. Y esta mañana tenemos el honor de que nos acompañen 3 personas muy importantes que nos van a presentar la línea de Bowers and Wilkins y su tecnología para que la conozcan más a detalle. Muchos de ustedes ya la conocen, pero vamos a escuchar al señor Andrew Kerr, que nos está presentando desde Inglaterra. Él es el director de marketing y comunicaciones para Bowers and Wilkins. También nos está acompañando James Krakowski en Estados Unidos. Él es el vicepresidente de ventas y operaciones en las Américas. Y nos acompaña Carlos Borges, que está en Brasil, y él es el director de ventas para toda Latinoamérica. ¿Okay? Hemos hecho una triangulación interesante para ustedes esta mañana. Y les voy a dar la bienvenida. Andy, James, and Carlos, thank you for joining us. Welcome to our webinar. We have many dealers eager to listen to what you guys have to say. And we all want to thank you for being here with us. Some of you early, some of you late in the afternoon, as Andy is now in the UK. Can you guys hear me okay?
We certainly can. Thank you, Albert.
Great. So I'm going to start the presentation, and I will help you translate while this is running. ¿Ok? Van a presentar en inglés y yo voy a ayudar con la traducción mientras ellos presentan.
Great. Well, then I will start things off here. First, I want to say thank you all. And Albert, thank you for inviting us to be part of this. And to all of your dealers, thank you for your support for Bowers & Wilkins. It's exciting to be here and tell you about our products as we continue to grow our business in Mexico through our partners at Dealer Shop. Carlos, Andy, and I will be walking through a presentation today to talk to you about the breadth and depth of our products and our portfolio. So I think it's only suiting to start things off with asking Andy Kerr to talk us through a little bit about the brand and the history of Bowers and the technology that makes Bowers so great. So Andy, I will turn it over to you to start the presentation.
Ok, James les agradece mucho al estar aquí, agradece que estemos haciendo un esfuerzo por promover la marca de Bowers en México y le va a dar el micrófono a Andrew, que nos va a hablar un poquito de la historia y de la tecnología de Bowers & Wilkins. Andrew, welcome. Andrew, good morning. Good evening to you. Parece que Andrew está ya por dormir ahí en Inglaterra, o por lo menos está teniendo algún problema con sus micrófonos. Vamos a ver si da señales de vida y si no,
If Andy's
nos arrancamos.
not working, I can always jump right in.
Okay, if you want, you can start with the presentation or I can do it. However, it's
I will let
more
you
convenient.
run it if you don't mind.
Okay, then I will
Let's
start.
go ahead. We will start. So if you'll go to the next slide, please, Albert.
Okay. So you can explain and then I'll translate. If that's fine.
So Andy, I apologize. Our technical difficulties. Andy was, he can hear us, but he can't hear us, or we can't hear him.
Okay, that should be the other way around, but it's fine. Technology is sometimes a little difficult. Andy, Andri nos puede escuchar, pero no nos puede hablar. En este caso debería ser al revés, pero pues es justo que a veces seamos traicionados nosotros mismos por la tecnología, ¿no? Vamos a pedir a James que nos ayude a presentar y yo empiezo con la traducción. Ok,
Well,
James.
I will start, and if Andy can join, I'll turn it over to him. But to start off, this is our founder, John Bowers, from Bowers & Wilkins. John Bowers founded the company 54 years ago. And his perspective was the best loudspeaker isn't the one that gives you the most, it's the one that loses the least, which truly defines what makes Bowers & Wilkins great, which is our acoustical performance.
Ok, este es el fundador de Bowers & Wilkins, John Bowers, quien fundó la empresa hace 54 años. Y lo que él decía es que el mejor altavoz no es el que da más, es el que pierde menos, ¿no? Y están hablando de audio, obviamente. Y es en lo que se han enfocado ellos en los últimos años al fabricar sus bocinas.
So if you can go to the next slide, please, Albert. So true sound is what we state about our speakers. It's our loudspeakers that neither add nor take away from the music. It's a speaker that is capable of giving listeners nothing more or less than the true sound of the original recording. True sound was John's passion and it remains our guiding principle today.
Ok, ellos hablan de true sound, que es el sonido verdadero, y ellos creen que un altavoz no debe ni agregar ni quitar música. Un altavoz debe ser capaz de dar a los oyentes nada más y nada menos que el verdadero sonido de la grabación original. El verdadero sonido era la pasión de John y hoy sigue siendo el principal rector en Bowers & Wilkins.
So if you go to the next slide, please, Albert. So true sound is the key to our identity, and it's why so many recording studios, such as Abbey Road, Skywalker Sound, Capitol Records, Sterling Sound, or this image of Real World Studios from Peter Gabriel, why they choose to use Bowers and Wilkins in the music profession.
El sonido verdadero es la clave de la identidad de Bowers y es por eso que los estudios de grabación más importantes alrededor del mundo utilizan su bocina y su tecnología, como Abbey Road Studios en Inglaterra, Skywalker Sound, Capitol Records, Sterling Sound y algunos otros que no recuerdo.
You go to the next slide, please. So true sound gives us the ability to recreate the experience of a concert hall, such as this.
Okay. El sonido verdadero les da la posibilidad de recrear una experiencia de una sala de conciertos como esta.
Or true sound allows us to recreate this experience in a studio. So you truly experience the music that the artist intended you to hear.
O les permite recrear la música como en este estudio de grabación, o más bien como se graba en un estudio de grabación profesional, y eso nos permite tener el audio exactamente como se desarrolla.
So as John said, if you build a better product, you will sell it. And that's really what defines the most successful high performance brand, which is Bowers and Wilkins, our iconic designs and our renowned performance.
Okay. John Bowers decía que si construyes un producto mejor, lo venderás. Y es lo que ha definido la marca. Es la marca de alto rendimiento más exitosa en el mercado.
So form defined by innovation, and that's what really allows Bowers and Wilkins to stand out. It's why we are able to stay true to our true sound mantra. Design is what drives our performance.
Ok, la forma es definida por la innovación. True Sound ha sentado las bases para innovación continua por más de 50 años y es lo que los hace sobresalir. Ellos dicen que el diseño es lo que hace que sus bocinas tengan la calidad que tienen.
So one of the things that defines our acoustic performance is our tweeter on top, which dramatically reduces the diffraction of audio.
Okay. Una de sus características más importantes es que tienen el tweeter por encima de la bocina y esto reduce drásticamente la difracción.
You go to the next slide, please. And this is an image of how our tweeter reduces that diffraction to
Y esta es
provide
una
better
imagen.
audio. Sorry, go ahead.
Esta es una imagen de cómo el tweeter reduce la difracción.
Our mid-range material is made out of continuum, which is our own patented product that we build, which provides better audio.
Okay. El material que usan es el continuum, que es un material de ellos mismos que está patentado.
Our aluminum mid-range chassis also delivers our better performance.
El chasis de aluminio también les da un mejor performance. Welcome, Andy.
Guys, I am so sorry. I had to install this app and it's was kicking me out 100 times. I'm so sorry. I'm back now.
That's all right, Andy. You can do a much better job than I can at defining our technology. So I'm going to let you jump back in.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Okay, so
thanks, Andy. Let me explain what is happening.
Thank you.
Andrew se acaba de poder conectar al audio, lo cual es una muy buena noticia para todas ustedes, menos para mí, porque ahorita que se ponga muy técnico me va a costar muchísimo trabajo traducirlo. Entonces, aguántenme, ¿no? No sean mala onda. Andrew, thank you very much, and we are ready for you.
Fantastic. Okay, guys. So what you're seeing in front of you here are two computer-generated simulations created using FEA, finite element analysis.
Okay, hold
And
on.
what we're doing is looking at vibration.
Lo que están viendo ahí son dos imágenes digitales que las crearon digitalmente y lo que se está mostrando ahí es la vibración.
So we are able to run these on a great many parts these days. We have the measurement capability. The information is captured using a laser, which allows us to get very accurate data that shows how energy moves through structures.
Okay. Pueden ellos tener este tipo de imágenes en varias piezas de la bocina. Lo hacen por medio de un láser que detecta las vibraciones.
So you can see on the part on the left, a lot of energy moving through the part, a lot of vibration.
Pueden ver en la bocina de la izquierda que hay mucha energía y mucha vibración que está moviendo la bocina.
Now I've got to stress, it's a metal part, so of course it doesn't really move as much as this, but what the simulation does is it shows the effect of that energy in movement and color.
Okay. Es una parte de metal, así que no se mueve realmente como lo estamos viendo en la imagen, pero es una simulación de lo que pasa y de la cantidad de energía que pasa
So an
por
easy
ahí.
way for you guys to understand it is if you imagine putting your hand on a guitar while somebody was playing the guitar and you'd feel that vibration moving through your hand, this is the same thing.
Okay. La mejor forma de imaginarlo es si ustedes imaginan que alguien está tocando una guitarra y ustedes ponen su mano sobre la guitarra, pueden sentir las vibraciones. Y es algo similar lo que pasa aquí.
So what we want to do is completely stop that. And if you look at the part on the right, that is what we have achieved.
Okay. Si se fijan en la imagen de la derecha, eso es lo que han logrado ellos, eliminar las vibraciones o reducirlas.
So we've achieved that using a combination of a stiffer material, a better shape, and using a principle called a damping material, an engineering damper to control vibration.
Okay. Lo pueden lograr utilizando mejores materiales.
So the end result of all of that is the part is much quieter, which means you hear much more of the music that you want to hear.
Okay. Y el resultado es que la parte es mucho más silenciosa y entonces terminan escuchando mucho más de la música que quieren escuchar.
Okay, thank you. That's that slide complete.
Okay.
So this is our mid-range technology, which we call FST. It stands for Fixed Suspension Transducer or Drive Unit.
Okay. Ese es el FST y ya se me olvidó lo que dijo. Vamos a hacer una cosa, vamos a cambiar un poco la dinámica. Voy a dejar que presente en inglés, porque si no, la presentación se nos va a ir muy larga. Y si ustedes tienen alguna duda, aquí en el panel de preguntas, lo vamos deteniendo y los vamos respondiendo. Andrew, I'm going to stop translating so that you can move without interruption. And then if someone has a question, I will stop you.
Cool. Okay. So you find FST on every larger three-way loudspeaker that we do. So we use this mid-range cone technology. This is designed to avoid the subtle distortion that you normally get in a regular cone around the very edges of that cone. Normally what happens is there's a rubber surround or suspension on the cone. And as the drive unit's moving, the cone is being very subtly distorted at the edges by the suspension system. What we do in FST is we change that. The cone is held in place by a suspension system at the back of the assembly. The edges of the cone hardly move at all. And as a result, you don't get that effective distortion through the mid-range that you do with any regular loudspeaker. That's that. Okay, thank you. For the next slide. Obviously, a lot of importance on crossover and crossover componentry in all of our products. because we design and develop our own drive units, as James was explaining to you guys earlier, we have a very good understanding about how those drive units behave. Because of that, we can develop really good crossovers that are as simple as possible, because we understand how each drive unit is going to work when used with another drive unit. We believe that the simplest circuit board possible with the fewest possible components is the best solution, and that also allows us to do, as you can see in front of you, is put a lot of quality and money into the components that we use, in particular the very high quality capacitor from Mondorf, one of the most highly regarded capacitor brands in the world. Thank you. And this is our famous port technology, which is used again on all the models that we produce, called flow port. The best way to think about this is air has to leave a loudspeaker cabinet some way. If you didn't have a control over how that air left the cabinet, you have a risk of that air making noise. Again, to use a musical instrument comparison, it's very much like a trumpet or some instrument that you blow into. Obviously, if you have a hole at the other end, it's a risk of it making noise. So what we came up with is a technology called Flowport, which uses, as you can see, lots of small holes or dimples, as they're referred to, on the surface of the hole, the exit. And what that does is it breaks up the air as it's leaving the port, and as a result makes it much quieter. The technology in principle is the same as the surface of a golf ball in how it works. So essentially it's generating tiny air movements around the hole, and as a result quietening the system down. Thank you. So we have a huge range of products here. What I'm going to do at this point is just hand back to James quickly to kind of top line this for us.
Yeah, thank you, Andy. So as Andy and I shared with you all the technology that makes Bowers & Wilkins speakers so great, I wanted to be sure that you understood that we have an entire portfolio that ranges anywhere from US dollars of $149 up to $60,000 with our Nautilus speakers. These all can be included into solutions to deliver great experiences for your consumers. Go to the next slide, please.
Yes. Let me just make a comment.
Yep.
Los precios que vamos a ver en la presentación son precios públicos en Estados Unidos, ¿ok? Aquí ustedes tienen que pagar 4, 5 o hasta 6 veces más, depende del humor en el que me despierte, pero pues están todos en sus listas de precios.
So it's not just about creating the best speakers for music, it's creating the best speakers for any way that you want to consume premium audio, whether it's movies or music. And so as we talk about these technologies in our products, it is only fitting for us to walk you through all the products that we have that can make up these great solutions, from our small satellite speakers up to our 800 Diamond Series speakers, which I'll turn it back over to Andy to walk you through some of these products.
Thanks, James. Okay, we're going to begin with the most important range of loudspeakers that we produce and our flagship range. This is the 800 Series Diamond. It's the most important because we always bring all of our new technologies to the market in this range. It begins with the 800D3, the flagship model, running through the 805, the most affordable model, but they all share similar concepts in terms of technology. The next range down is the 700 series, mid-tier. We refer to this as our elegant performance range. So a very broad range of products here, from very compact through to very substantial. They share a lot of technology derived from 800 series Diamond, including our now famous continuum cone, our silver mid-range cone material. Again, the idea in each instance is to have something for every consumer offering. So you could look at it another way and say we have good and then better and then best in each category of both tower and stand mount model, plus 2 center channels. So there's a complete theater system offering here on hand if you want that. And both of those ranges can be matched with premium performance subwoofers. We have 4 offerings. We have a single drive unit model, the DB4S, which uses a single 10-inch cone. Our other 3 models are all dual driver models, and they come in 8-inch, 10-inch, and 12-inch. Our entry range in passive loudspeaker is the 600 series, still sharing premium technology from 800 series, most notably the continuum cone. Still a very solid value play, and again, a range where there's a lot of choice, a lot of offerings for every consumer at every price point, and a lot of different forms and categories and size, including subwoofers and theatre products too. Speaking of theatre, their dedicated theatre range is very extensive. Our flagship range, like the 800 series Diamond, is CT800. Again, very high performance, very substantial in terms of power and capability, scalable to suit any system size and configuration that you can think of, multiple different sizes and forms of subwoofer, and also, of course, linking to the different types of amp available on the market. So you can build a real massive system from this if you want to, and including in sealing it in wall and other types of application of speaker as well. For a slightly smaller system configuration, but still very dedicated, very performance orientated theatre rooms, we have CT700. It's derived like the cabinet 700 series loudspeakers from the 800 series range in terms of its approach. So again, quite utility in terms of form, but that's fine. It's exactly right for the task. Different sizes of product with different opportunities, and again, matching ranges of subwoofers in 10, 12, and 15 inch. This is a very versatile range. Sometimes I think a range that's perhaps a little overlooked in our portfolio, but you can get some killer good system combinations going from this at a great value. And then moving beyond our dedicated theatre systems into our installed speaker ranges, again, we have a range of offerings here. You can still build theatre systems from these, but it's important to note that they can also be used in music applications too. The CI800 series Diamond is the flagship range, available in an in-ceiling model, the 8.5D, a 2-way in-wall model, the CWM 8.5D, and a 3-way in-wall model, the 8.3D, all sharing the Diamond Dome tweeter, all sharing the continuum cone as per our 800 series Diamond range. These really are the world's best sounding in-wall and in-ceiling loudspeakers. If you step down one range from that, we've recently revised and introduced our new CI700 series. CI700 series, again, building on the technology that we've had in our passive 700 series range of loudspeakers. So carbon dome tweeters, very high performance, high frequency. Again, the continuum cone. An important point here, guys, also is if your customer wants a system where perhaps they have a mix of a regular passive cabinet loudspeaker and an installed loudspeaker, we offer that very well, both with our 800 series and 700 series offerings. So a classic case could be the customer might have a regular tower or a cabinet loudspeaker for the left and right solution, and then the center channel and the in-ceiling rear or in-wall rears for the rest of the theatre build. And they all match tonally, and they all match technically. They have the same drive unit configurations and the same performance standards. And again, our most affordable range, rather like the CI6, like the 600 series for our range before, very versatile, a whole series of levels of quality and of also configuration and offering. So you can do simple things like build out a 600 series theatre system. You can also do whole home distributed audio very easily. There's a stereo single speaker model called an SR that allows you to light up a whole space with a single enclosure if that's what you want to do. And again, it can be used in a variety of different applications in 6-inch and 8-inch sizes. And our entry-level range is CI300. This is a very versatile, very value-oriented range, suitable for use in slightly more moisture-rich environments, although it's not completely wet room certified. It will cope better than some of our other model ranges. And again, there's a 6-inch wall design, a ceiling design, and an 8-inch ceiling design as well. So there's a lot of different choices here. Very, very simple to install, very shallow. One of our favorite products, one of my personal favorite products, the outdoor range, the AM1 and the Marine products. So Marine 6 and Marine 8, as the name implies, they can be used in boats, but they are also very durable. They're derived from the CI300 series and can be used in more extreme installed indoor environments as well. AM1 is just a fantastic all-weather outdoor loudspeaker. Great sounding. I think with most exterior loudspeakers, sound quality is kind of low down on the list of priorities. And the important thing with AM1 is that's very definitely not the case. This is an outdoor speaker that you can use on the deck or whatever it might be, and it's still going to sound amazingly good compared to the majority of speakers in its category. And most recently, of course, guys, we've introduced formation, and this is important to understand as well. With formation, we have a completely new approach, a completely new proprietary or exclusive to Bowers & Wilkins wireless platform. We developed it ourselves. It offers unrivaled, unparalleled performance and technology in the class. There's no system in the market from any other brand that gets close to the audio fidelity that we can offer with this system. Most wireless systems will synchronize between speakers, so perhaps 2 speakers in one room or across your home in the order of about 7/1000ths of a second, which still sounds really good. Our system is under 1/1,000,000th of a second, so massively better. And as a result of that, the accuracy of the sound is, we think, the closest that you're going to get to wired loudspeaker quality, but in a completely wireless and versatile system. And that allows you to build out a whole series of system combinations. You can see, for example, there's a sound bar, there's a subwoofer, there's a small, compact, flexible speaker that can be used as a single speaker in a single room, or can be used as pairs, as stereo left and right, or as rears. And then we also have the premium performance orientated Formation Duo, which is our flagship wireless loudspeaker and what most people regard as the best sounding wireless loudspeaker in the world.
Estos sistemas son los únicos sistemas de audio inalámbrico en high-end. Tenemos que entender que estos sistemas no es justo que los comparemos con un sistema como Sonos. Por ejemplo, estos sistemas de Formation son bocinas de muy, muy alta calidad con mucha tecnología de distribución inalámbrica. Y cuando vean los productos físicamente se van a dar cuenta. Creo que es la última diapositiva. Okay. So if you want, and Andrew, we can proceed with some questions that we have here.
Of course.
So, first question, in terms of sound, what do we lose from the hearing position as the series go down?
Oh, well, that's a great question, genuinely. Okay, you will find, here's the best way to think about it. If you reduce the cabinet quality by stepping down from a premium model to an entry-level model, the net effect is you hear more of the loudspeaker. Does that make sense? It's essentially what we can do with an 800 series loudspeaker is we can make it almost disappear from the point of view of how it performs, because it's so stiff and it's so well constructed. And with a more affordable loudspeaker, you're more aware of the sound of the speaker itself. Does that make sense?
Yep, thank you. Next question. ¿Cuándo saldrá al mercado la serie Formation? Ya está en el mercado. La tienen en su lista de precios. Next question. Are you able to control Formation products through Control 4 home automation systems?
Andy, I'll take that question if you want.
Go for
it. So that's a great question. It's been a request for many dealers since we launched Formation. The answer as of today is what we will in the next month or so. Control 4 is in the process of finalizing their APIs for our Formation products. So it's not there yet, but hopefully we'll be able to communicate that has been updated in the next month or so.
Awesome news. La respuesta es que en el próximo mes estará listo el driver que están haciendo para que Control 4 pueda controlar los productos de Formation y puedan ofrecer a sus clientes una solución de audio inalámbrico en high-end. Andrew, next question is, what transmission protocol do they use?
So it's developed by Bowers & Wilkins. In terms of the connection between speaker, it's a wireless mesh network that we refer to as the Formation Mesh. It's not the same as any other brand or any other wireless technology, so not like DTS Play-Fi or Summit, WeSell, whatever you call it. It's exclusive to us. In terms of what they will accept audio up to 24-bit 96 high resolution, and they have support for, on top of the regular streaming services, they also have support for both Bluetooth aptX and for AirPlay 2.
But they are connected through Wi-Fi, right?
But yeah, it's not your Wi-Fi. That's the important thing to understand. It's a completely different system from your Wi-Fi. They actually generate their own wireless mesh network independent of your Wi-Fi.
So what happens when we have two products that are far apart from each other?
So they have a total of 7 antenna fitted into every model. So each model has 2.4 in terms of wireless connection to the internet. It has 5 gig high and 5 gig low. And they have a pair of antennas, so one to send and one to receive. And that again is completely different from the way that every other system does it, where most products has like a 1.1, a 1x1 antenna at best. So there's a huge amount more range and signal integrity in the system. If anything still doesn't work after all of that, we also include an Ethernet socket on every product.
Okay, perfect. Next question. What amplifiers do you recommend for Bowers and its speakers?
Wow, that's a very broad question. It really depends on the model. I mean, as you probably know, in certain parts of the world, we have distribution and work well with Rotel. I think in North America, I would say Macintosh is a very solid partnership. It depends to some extent on which product, again, that you're talking about. Essentially, our products have a reputation for needing huge amounts of power, which isn't really very accurate, actually. A regular mainstream amplifier will have no problem. And in fact, when we're working on the engineering process, we deliberately do that. We use a whole range of different amplifiers just to make sure that we're not making them impossible to drive. So yeah, begin with Rotel. I would move through Macintosh. I think at the super high end, in our end in the UK, we use Mark Levinson still, which we've had for a long time.
And of course, I'm going to help you a little bit here. For the entry level speakers, they should and must use Control 4 amplifiers, Triad amplifiers, and for the home theater systems, they should use and must be using Denon receivers. And that's just a commercial for my brands.
Okay.
Certainly understand that, Albert.
We'll do something with some other high-end brands soon enough. We do represent Mark Levinson for the Mexican market, so we can use Mark Levinson. And we have some offers from some other brands that we'll have available soon for them.
No, and I think the opportunity there is that you have a variety of options to deliver the best experience for your consumers utilizing Bowers and Wilkins speakers.
Exactly.
Yeah, very much so.
Okay. Question. Someone is asking if we have some of these speakers in our showrooms. Yes, we do. We have an 802 system in the Park Plaza showroom in Santa Fe that is next to a $300,000 screen from Samsung. So it makes the perfect system. Regarding formation, we will have those in the showroom soon. We are finalizing the NOM certificates that should be ready this month, maybe early next month. And then we'll have formation products available at every showroom so you can listen to them and bring your customers there. Okay, next question. It says, what's the main objective of formation audio?
So of specifically the formation audio product?
Well, I think they are speaking about the whole line. What are we trying to create with the formation line?
What we're trying to create is the world's best sounding wireless audio platform. I think As a brand, Bowers & Wilkins has been involved in wireless audio for a long time. Some of you will know we did wireless products back in 2010, 2011, 2012, models like the Zeppelin Air. But we never chose to bring that technology into premium performance loudspeakers. And the reason is it simply wasn't good enough. It was fine for a smaller component, but it wasn't appropriate for our best loudspeakers. So we wanted always down the line to get to a point where you guys could sell to a whole range of different type of consumers without having to be worried about the product supporting everything that you need and also being as flexible as you would like it to be. We recognize there's always going to be some customers who want the amplifier and the cable and spending all the time choosing the source and all those sorts of things, and that's fantastic, and we still will carry on serving that customer very well. But there's also another customer that's grown up in the world of Sonos and grown up in the world of other wireless audio brands, and we wanted to give those people a chance to understand the difference, if you like, the Bowers & Wilkins difference, what we mean and what we talk about when we talk about true sound, as James was explaining at the start. So the only way to make that relevant to those customers was to make our own wireless audio system, and then we like to think make it better than any other wireless audio brand out there, which is why we developed Formation.
Okay, thank you. One of our nicest dealers, Mr. Leonardo Reyes, he's from the north of the country. He has a very specific question that I'm going to read to you because I don't understand a word of what he's asking. And it goes like this. What is Bowers & Wilkins' approach to room modes, standing waves versus null waves?
Okay, a room is hugely important. So let's talk about the, I think the most important thing to understand about any system, whatever it might be, is that the room is as important as the cable and the speakers and a bunch of other things in setup. You can make a great difference to the sound performance of any hi-fi, even a very high-end one, with an hour's investment in time and a tape measure and some patience. So in terms of room modes, we obviously don't have the ability to currently deal with that using noise cancellation, not noise cancellation, using equalization within a passive loudspeaker because it's a passive loudspeaker. But we do have a lot of knowledge in that area. We've been working on it some time with our subwoofers. I don't know if you guys know, but the DB1, 2, 3, and DB4S all have very, very powerful room equalization and compensation, specifically designed to deal with the issues that your friend was referring to there. Armed with that knowledge, we then think we can try and take that further into more of our active products. It's possible, I'm not going to commit to anything, that we may also one day be talking about including that into an amplifier as well. But essentially the summary point is very important to get the room right, very important to position a passive speaker in the room to make the most of it and to do what you can to treat the room. And if those issues cannot be fixed using those sorts of things, then room equalization and compensation is definitely something we support. Some of the products that we worked with in the past offer that as a standard fit, and we're also looking at including it into products that we produce ourselves over time.
Good. So we have 15 minutes left, and we still have to give a gift to someone. The nice people from Bowers is going to give away a wedge. If you don't know what the wedge is this speaker in the middle from the Formation series. And they are going to give this as a gift to one of you guys listening. But before we do that, I have a lot of questions left, and I'm going to have to start choosing which ones we should answer. And I think, Andrew, we should do this in a rapid fire sort of way. Okay. I ask short answers so that we can finish this, and then I'm going to send you a trick question that someone sent.
Okay, I'll try and concentrate.
Okay, so to which series is equivalent, or they're talking about the formation line. So to which series is the formation line equivalent to?
Most products equivalent to 600 series level, formation duo equivalent to 700 series level.
Okay, will it be able to control via IP, RS-232, or IR?
All in time. Again, as James was mentioning earlier on, integration and device drivers are a whole series of projects that we're working on right now.
Okay. This one's nice. Where do you position Bowers and Wilkins among other British speakers like Kef, Monitor Audio, and Tannoy?
I have to be very British and not be so arrogant as to give you the answer that I'd like to give you.
Hey, you can be arrogant. Dice, ¿todos los productos que aparecen en la página están disponibles para los integradores en México? Sí. Ok. I'm looking through the questions. Okay, good. So I think we are done with the questions. Están preguntando un poquito de existencias. Las líneas regulares, las que no son formation, tenemos bastante en existencia. Lo que no está en existencia y lo solicitan en 2 semanas, lo podemos tener en México. Y formation lo vamos a tener en existencia en cuanto terminemos con el proceso de los NOMs, pero todo va a estar en stock. Y la mayor parte de las series, no todas las bocinas, pero por lo menos un sistema de cada serie va a estar disponible en los showrooms para que vayan y escuchen. Y quieren que elimine del chat a la persona que hizo la pregunta de Kef. no les gustó. Ok. So, Andre, if you have a better idea, if you don't have a better idea, I think you should answer a question, and whoever answers first will get this beautiful formation wedge. What do you think?
So you want me to ask a question of the guys?
I think it will be a very nice way of knowing if they were paying attention or not.
Okay. That's
because my stats here say that 65% of them are paying attention. So
okay.
As this is a virtual seminar, some of them might be in the restroom, some of them might be watching TV or falling asleep.
Well, they snooze, they lose, you know?
Exactly. They snooze, they lose. And as soon as I say something like this, the percentage starts coming up. So we are coming above 70% now. But we have 153 people, and a lucky winner should get this formation wedge.
Okay,
what do you
I
think?
have a question. Ready?
Okay. No, give me a second. Let me just say that in Spanish so that everyone is in the same channel, and then I won't get very angry messages at the end of this thing. Okay. Señores, atentos. Vamos a regalar un formation wedge. El formation wedge es una bocina inalámbrica que me imagino todos ya saben lo que es. Es una cosa muy, muy bonita, con muchísima tecnología y que los va a ayudar a que se enamoren de la línea de Bowers and Wilkins. Andrew va a hacer una pregunta, obviamente en inglés. Yo la voy a traducir después de que la haga. Y el primero que me responda la respuesta correcta en el chat es el que se va a llevar la bocina. Así que pónganse listos y espero hayan puesto atención porque este regalo sí es de los buenos. Y si estuvieron dormidos echando el Netflix, pues no van a poder responder. ¿Ok? Whenever you're ready, Andre, I will monitor the answers here on the chat panel, and go ahead.
Okay, so we said that the formation duo was equivalent. Sorry, we said the formation duo was the only formation product that was equivalent in level of quality from sound to 700 series. Which series are all of the other formation products equivalent in sound to?
Ok, dice que comentamos que el formation duo son equivalentes en calidad de audio a la serie 700. Todas las demás bocinas, ¿a qué serie son equivalentes? Good. I have like a gazillion answers here. And some very strange answers, I might say. Someone is saying signature series, which is not. But the first person to answer is Mr. Joaquín Unda, which we all know very well. And I regret to tell you that his answer is incorrect. He answered 700 series. The second answer is from Mr. Santiago Arana. And his answer is also incorrect. He's saying 700 series. But the third answer is the correct one, 600, and is from Mr. Isaí Nistal. Congratulations, Isaí. If you want, Andre, I'm gonna bring Isaí here so we can talk to him. Isaí, please, if there are weird noises on your back there, shut them off because I'm gonna activate your microphone, and we don't want to be listening to anything weird that could be going on in your house. Are you ready? Isaí, ¿me oyes?
Sí, aquí estoy.
¿Cómo estás, mi querido Isaí? Muchas felicidades.
Muy feliz.
Estás muy
Emocionado.
contento.
Justamente, bueno, es una marca que me gusta mucho. Ahorita estoy haciendo un cine con la serie 700 de esta marca y es la primera vez que hago un cine con esta marca y me está gustando mucho. Justamente yo las estoy escuchando a través de una EOS, la 7, la grandota. Pues vamos a ponerlas a competir.
Muy bien, ¿de dónde nos estás hablando, mi querido Isaí?
Soy su vecino, estoy aquí en México, Lomas Verdes.
Ándale, desde Lomas Verdes hasta Inglaterra. So, Andre, James, and Carlos, this is what's happening. So, Isaí is telling us that he's currently designing a theater with Bowers and Wilkins speakers. So, I don't know if he's just saying things because he feels compromised that he won a prize, or if he really is doing that. So I say that we hold onto his wedge until he sells the Bowers and Wilkins theater. What do you guys say?
I agree with that. I think we need pictures of that theater before you ship it to them.
Okay, I
De hecho,
agree.
¿qué te digo? Antes no distribuían la marca.
¿Estás en tu oficina?
Sí.
A ver, mándanos una foto de la cotización.
Ok. De hecho, les mando fotos de la obra. La obra ya está.
No. Queremos fotos de la cotización. ¿Qué dicen, banda? ¿Lo ponemos así o no? ¿O lo perdonamos?
No, sí, se las mando, no pasa nada. ¿Cómo se manda?
Te vamos a perdonar. Te están mandando aquí felicitaciones. Brandon pregunta en qué lugar quedó de las contestaciones. A ver, Brandon, estás muy lejos, brother. No tan lejos. De las contestaciones correctas, quedaste en quinto lugar. Ok, mi querido Isai, ¿tienes algo que quisieras preguntar a la gente de Bowers?
Pues algo que me preguntaba específicamente a un cliente mío, que es muy de audio high-end. Estábamos platicando de esta línea precisamente de Formation. Él me decía, estábamos hablando de fuentes de audio. Él usa mucho, se me fue el nombre, que es como que dice Spotify, pero el high-end. Bueno, el punto es, ¿cuál es la fuente que sugieren ustedes para estos de audio en streaming con estas bocinas?
Muy buena pregunta. Andre, we have a question from the winner, and I think it's fair we answer him. He's asking, what source of high-end audio do you recommend for Formation audio speakers?
So, well, we are partners with Cajas, which is exceptional. It's a streaming service. I'm not sure, if I'm honest, guys, if it's available in your market yet. We do
How do you
support
spell that?
so QOBUZ.
Okay. QOUBZ.
QOB, B for bird, UZ.
Okay, I'm going to write this down in the chat
So,
so that everyone
I'm
can
sure
see.
you guys are familiar with the likes of Spotify, obviously, but Cajas is, I'd say, the premium service that offers high resolution streaming. So you can get high definition content, and it sounds great. The choice of content's huge. We offer integration for Cajas and also Tidal inside a streaming application called Roon, ROON. And when you'll find when you get your formation product is that they have we have a 3-month subscription included in box for you to try all of that. So that works great as a way of kind of bringing together any music that you may already own on a hard drive, a NAS drive, or whatever. Plus,
And the subscription is for which platform?
So the products all ship with a 3-month trial subscription for Roon, which is ROON, which is essentially a service that brings together a bunch of different streaming services, plus all the content that you might have on your existing home computer or NAS drive or whatever it might be. So it allows you to kind of bring those all together into one home, one portal. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to use it. In fact, you could say perhaps with a product like Wedge, you might not anyway. Don't forget, it also comfortably supports AirPlay 2 and also Bluetooth aptX. So if you want to simply just stream directly from your mobile device, that's very easy to achieve. We support Spotify Connect just natively. But also if you have a different streaming subscription, like for example, Cajas or Tidal, then you can send direct from your mobile device using AirPlay 2. And again, it will sound great. It will work brilliantly into the product.
Great. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Pues ahí tienen, señores. Isai, por favor, hazte saber para que te entreguen tu premio. Alguno de mis minions te lo hará llegar a las puertas de tu domicilio. Y si no llega, por favor, levanta la queja con tu vendedor. ¿Quién es tu vendedor?
Manuel.
Manuel. ¿Qué Manuel? Porque hay 2 Manueles.
Manuel Pérez. Justo
Manuel
me escribió.
Pérez. Muy bien, Manuel. Muchas felicidades. Gracias a todos por estar aquí. Les voy a dar 3 minutitos para que vayan a descargar y nos conectamos al siguiente webinar, que es el webinar de Denon, sin antes agradecer a la gente que nos acompañó de diferentes partes del mundo para traerles esta presentación. Andre, thank you very, very much for this amazing presentation, for sharing all your knowledge. Thank you, James, for being here with us. And of course, Mr. Carlos Borges, who does a great job handling our account. I thank you on behalf of all the dealers that are listening to you, on behalf of Dealer Shop for being with us. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Albert. Thank you to all of your dealers. Thank you for the time.
Yeah, thanks, guys. You're very welcome. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
So I'm going to unmute everyone so that they can clap and shout and scream and dance to you guys, okay? Señores, les voy a habilitar a todos el micrófono. Hagan mucho escándalo, por favor. Listos.
Gracias. Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care, everyone. Bye now.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Thank
Thanks
you.
a lot for
Thank
everything.
you.